Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Ravade Care Foundation. My name is Reina Mohammed, and I have with me.
Prosper Morgan.
This month is Mental Health Awareness Month, and the theme is Take the Moment. It's basically telling you to recharge and nurture your mental health. It's for you to step back when things are getting tough, when things are becoming a little bit confusing, and you need clarity. It's a time to self reflect. It's a time to see that, nah, this is me.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm the major priority here.
I'm the main character.
Do you understand? I'm the main character. The world revolves around me.
Yeah.
I have to do this for me. You get me?
Very
So
true.
and it is positive. I'm actually happy about it.
Yeah,
I am really, really happy
yeah.
about it. What do you think?
What I think about this is before it's really a time because while you were just saying this is me, I my mind just went to a communal setting here where
Okay.
you have to put others before you, but then this is about putting yourself
Before everybody. It is really. But personally, this theme resonated with a lot of stress that I've been going through lately.
Yeah.
There's a whole lot of changes, yeah?
Right.
And then everybody wants me to adjust. Do you understand? They don't know that there's a process to these things.
Yeah.
You can't just wake up in the morning and then accept changes and accept changes.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And then it had to something happened recently,
Okay.
health related, and I had to man up. Let me put it that way. I had to man up because I didn't want to hurt the feelings of the people that were around me
Yep.
that time.
Yeah.
And then they had my best interest at heart.
Very true.
But I was hurting to the point that I had to stay strong for them instead of staying strong with me. And it dulled me. It really, really broke me down. So when I saw the theme of this year, I was very, very happy. It was like this person sat down and said, what is Reina going through? Let me advise her. Take the moment. So what does it say for you?
Well, for me, I think take the moment or taking the moment, it's all about, actively prioritizing everything that relates to your mental health. I mean, your mental well-being. It could range from, creating intentional, spaces for your self-care, being mindful. There's a difference between just knowing and being mindful, and then opening up to communications. All of these things have a way of recharging and nurturing your mental health. So for me, that's what I feel.
Okay.
Take the moment.
Exactly. Truly,
I'm
it
telling you.
resonates with it.
Yeah.
So what do you think about how? At what point do you feel, nah, I need to take a step back? I need to take a step back. I'm going to hurt myself mentally if I don't take a step back. What points do you get to before you realize that, oh no, this is my break point?
Okay, so in life is all about relations, people benefiting from everybody trying to. But then when you feel, or rather, when I felt at some point. Okay, so I come from rather an all boys family. We're just three. And then at some point we didn't have a sister, and so Momsi was trying to shape us into being very calm, nice people, doing all of this. And then at some point I was like, nah,
I'll be the
I want to be a
villain.
rebel.
I'll be a villain.
Let me make my mistakes and learn from them, because I mean
Sure.
this is my own story. So for me, at points where it's not adding up again, at points where it's like your hands are shaking, it's like people are talking without listening, and so those are points for me where let's take a break and see. I mean, what's going on, and then all of that. So for me, those are some of the points where I feel it's time to just take the moment, because at the end of the day, the world will keep going on.
With or without you.
So, but me, will I keep going on with or without me? Take the
I have
moment.
to take it.
Yeah.
So mine is, I tend to push things so hard.
Oh,
Yeah, I tend to push things so hard, and I don't know how to accept no for an answer. So when I'm trying to embark on a project,
Yeah.
yeah, and it's not going well, instead of having to tell myself, maybe just leave it, yeah, bro. If there are 100 methods,
to do it.
I would start again and again. If I have to go through that 100 again and again to like perfect it,
Yeah.
yeah. And then it got to a situation where I realized that I was losing myself.
Sure.
I was losing myself. And I realized every time I take a step back, I find a new perspective.
True.
I find I see this project in a new light, yeah? And then when I approach it with a clearer mind, before you know it, I solve this issue.
Most times, just, you know, highlighting on what you said, most times we think that we need to actually get it right. Sometimes you don't need to get it right. Just
Don't actually.
making an attempt, even if it becomes a failed attempt, you get to, because the truth about it is that, okay, so like I said, competition was very strong, and then growing up, I was always trying to, prove a point. But what happens is that you're taking a toll on your brain. Your brain doesn't really understand that you're trying to do the same thing. You get weak, you get tired, you begin to. But at the end of the day, boy, it's we tried, it didn't work. Let's move on. Let's go. Or somebody else can come sit here and try this.
True.
It's how I see things, and
Okay.
it helps me a lot.
Have you had to communicate about your mental health before? Have you gotten to a point where things weren't very, very good, and then you had to communicate with somebody, and what was the challenges you had to face around it?
Okay, so communication has been a very big issue for me. So, but it didn't really spring up because we were brought up to think that you should be able to do this. I mean, you're 8 years, you should be able to sweep the house properly. You're 10, you should be able to know that 70 times 7 is 4,900. All those kind of things. So, but then when I lost my dad 10 years ago, I didn't really have this very nice relationship with my dad. So, the whole burial process, it was just like, one of those things. Then 2 months later, grief set in. And this was the point where everybody was already moving on. But this was the point where I was starting to experience mine. And then I went out with a couple of friends, and then I just remembered something, and I felt like crying. And my guy's like, "Papa, what the apple? Why you crying? What was?" I said, "My dad." He said, "Guy, forget this thing now. Man up, man up." And then you see that man up, man up, man up. It was like
that thing is so. I don't like hearing
it. Was like nails being
poking
me from all sides. Man up.
No.
And because
you had to
man up. So I decided to man up. But then 2 years later, I saw myself really spiraling down this a lot of things where I was lashing out at the office, I was lashing out at people, I felt bad. Until then, someone told me, "Come talk to my friend who is a counselor, he will help you." And I'm like, "Me? Talk to a counselor? Have I lost my mind? Is it that bad? Is it that, is it because we are relating?
Yeah.
Is it because we are close? You now feel I should see it?"
Okay.
But the truth about it is that was the best decision. I go to see this counselor, and then I explain to him, and those counselors, they have a very weird way of just seeing it, because the truth about it is that when you're stressed, it's written all over you, in the way you dress, the way you look, the way you talk, the way you sit, the way
you act, everything about you.
So, and he was like, "Cry." And I look at me, cry, how? And then, as a guy, you're in a strange place, you just say, "No, cry." And trust me, I cried, and I began to, heal from the inside. So for me, communication is in fact, communication is the staple on the diet of mental health. I feel that is what it is.
In my own opinion, this part of the world, this communication thing, So let's take, for example, since we're already on the mental health issue, there are some people that feel they are oversharing. Like people pleasers now. They'll rather you give them a problem, let them solve for you, than them sharing their problem with you. So first thing, I feel like you have to even know how to communicate.
True.
There's a whole lot of people that are dying out there quietly because they don't know how to communicate.
Very true.
And then you're lucky because you had to meet somebody that responded positively to you communicating that. There are some people that turn it to something that they want to laugh about and say stuff around, what's wrong with you? Just pray. Why in this part of the world, anything, have you noticed that anything that happens, they want you to pray about it?
There is a Bible verse for everything.
Thank you. Talk to God.
Yeah.
Talk to God about it. There was, I know where you're coming from when you said you had to talk to a counselor.
Yeah.
When I've had to talk to therapists, not once, not twice, and I noticed something about how they communicate.
Yeah.
They leave you to talk.
True.
Do you understand? They listen, yeah, they listen, but you can't say the same for a people pleaser. They wouldn't want to even have this conversation with you because they don't want you to have to be the one to help them. They want to be the one to help you. So another challenge that I'm thinking,
Yeah.
gender. That's why I said you're lucky that you met somebody that responded to it positively. I know you have somebody that you know you can have this type of conversation
Yeah.
with.
You know, the truth about it is that, and the complexity when it comes to mental health is that it comes in different shapes and sizes and colors.
And form.
You know, the funny thing about somebody said, we were in a meeting, we were just discussing, and somebody said, who is a mad person? Say, mad person is someone who says what shouldn't be said at that point in time. It makes so much sense. Which is why I feel that we should try to create more awareness, because the truth about it is that mental disorders come in different forms. It could come in, you know, like what you said,
OCD.
people pleasers, somebody trying to be a people pleaser might be covering something up. Somebody who is so strong on bullying somebody.
It might be a coping mechanism for them.
Which is negative.
Very.
Negative. Somebody might just want to, you know, keep buying stuff. I'm not saying that anybody that is buying things so should not buy.
Impulse buying.
Yeah, these things are so it's
or
now
stress eating, eating disorder. So
Yes,
all
no.
of this, exactly, it's true.
So that's why all of us, if we really look at it, that's why going back to that narrative, actively prioritize. We look out for each other. I'm at my place of work and then somebody walks up to me and then he's like, Moga Prosper, it looks like you're losing weight too. And I'm like, oh, okay, fine. And then the next minute again, we're in a group and then he's like, Mr. Prosper, it'd be like, say you don't lose weight too. And I look at him, I say, you sure you don't need help? And he's like, why do I need help? I said, because you want to, you're trying, really, I'm not giving you that spotlight because you're trying to look so big in the room. I said, there are better ways to crack jokes. There are better ways to do this. And if you want to crack a joke, come, I'll teach you. But, and you know, guess what? We're very good friends now because as we started talking now, because I had gotten some level of help. Well, I have not gotten all the help I need, but I feel that opened the door for me to actually see somebody from another point of view.
And see their cry for help.
Yes, and then, you know, so if we all come together and put this whole gender, as a guy, in fact, let's hold hands, 10 of us guys, let's just hold hands and cry. Cry, laugh. If the wives are going to not make it look nice, send them away.
Yes, send them away. I get it.
I'm telling you, just look, say, your mama died, you don't cry. I never to cry. Oh, yeah,
Come,
cry. By the time you do that and then people begin to talk, there are some people that the trauma they are going through is what they faced when they were just 8. Now they are 38. You know, all of
and
those.
they're still carrying that baggage,
Yes,
that emotional
now, you carry
baggage
it and
everywhere.
at some point, if you can't carry it, you give it to somebody. You lash out on somebody. You pour it on somebody.
Oh my
or your
God.
children. You put
Pour
them
it
like
on
this.
them.
You begin. So it's really a lot.
Oh. What can we do? How can we be more supportive? Because if we're pro mental health, Bravado Care Foundation is big on health, whatever the physical health, body positivity, mental health, So what do you think we can do? How can we be more supportive?
I think one of the practical ways, you know, there's this acronym, this slogan that was going on at some point in the country: change begins
with you.
So when you get into the vehicle, you know, you're commuting with public transport, you see the way the driver is lashing out at his passengers. Sometimes it might not just be that alone. You know, it could just be something that has piled up. The moment you begin to listen to our environment, somebody throws, you know, a snide comment at you, and you respond the opposite way, and it's like, I see you.
Okay, yeah.
You'll be fine.
Okay.
You know, I'm telling you those things because the truth
kill
about
them
it,
with kindness.
Yeah, because it opens. What it does is that people need a safe space. That's the truth. So when you do that and somebody says, okay, I can be safe around this person. We start from that. Let's just be very sensitive. You know, you see somebody, and then I don't know. For me personally, it's because everybody carrying your own for body. But if you can decide to just think for yourself and the next person, you know, it will go a long way. It will go a long. And then let's forgive our parents. They didn't know.
Let's forgive our parents. Okay, no, that's big. That's
Yeah,
big
they didn't
because
know. They didn't
a
know.
whole lot of parents did it wrong.
Yeah.
Trust me, we've had to meet young minds
Yeah.
that when we start hearing where this whole that there's this negative behavior around them.
Mm-hmm.
When we started digging deep, we realized that, oh, okay, we
Mm-hmm.
see it's from the background actually. So my own type of wanting to take charge for
Yeah.
your mental health is take a day, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
go to the spa,
Mm.
pedicure, manicure, get your hair washed, go shopping, eat what you're craving for,
Yeah,
turn off your phone.
I think I relate to the eating what you're
Do
cooking.
you understand? See, turn off your phone. See, phone, yeah. When
Yeah.
when you're feeling depressed, I feel like when you're feeling depressed, take ice cream, eat ice cream first,
Mm.
then binge watch your favorite series, even if you've watched it before. Do that again. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
If you have to stay away from people for a little bit to
Mm-hmm.
get yourself,
Yeah.
because sometimes people are talking to you, people are making a whole lot of noise, and inside of your head too, you're making a whole lot of noise inside your head. If you have a favorite sport,
Yeah.
go swimming, play tennis, play billard with your friends, yeah. But if you're the type of person that the only time you recharge is
Yeah.
when you stay away from everybody,
Mm-hmm.
take a day off.
True. True.
People are going to miss you, but I mean, please take that day off, because
Mm.
if you don't come up with your A game, you're going to be lagging your
Yeah.
work,
Yeah.
your relationship, your
True.
family, your friends. Everywhere is going to be affected, including yourself. But I mean, this economy is not even helping in this taking a day off thingy.
Well, I think one of the ways we can actually be supportive is okay. So there's this thing I do with my friends, and then we just sit around and talk about our phobias. So we are at a point, we are in times where everything is not just about, when somebody say I'm depressed, it's not just a saying, it's not a quote, it's not what Nelson Mandela or somebody said, it's
It's
real.
actually happening.
Yep. So let's really take our time to see people that struggle with, like, for me personally, apart from that, I struggle with OCD. That's
Oof.
something like I came here and then I took off my tie, I kept it, and at the moment I saw the tie there, I was like, I was going to forget it. I said, Josh, give me my tie, let me hold it. That's how bad it is. So the moment we begin to look at these pointers, it will go a long way. But then I think the easiest and the cheapest way, you talked about the economies, people going back to find themselves. Like, you see me, I'm a full-grown adult, but boy, oh boy, I love to watch cartoons.
Thank you. God
High
bless
School
you.
Musical,
Oh
all
my
the
God.
songs,
Oh, please.
It's like catching
my
lightning.
God.
Unapologetic. Do you know?
Please
So
tell them.
I'm
Let
telling
them
you,
know.
go back to that boy or that girl inside of you, whatever it is that, because that's from where you need light to illuminate your entire being, and it starts from that thing you like. I'm telling you, if it's collecting magazines, if it's just dancing under the rain, nobody cares. Oh,
They'll just see you
nobody
and shake head, that's
cares.
all.
Do it. I'm telling you, the smell of every time it wants to rain for the first time in the year, whatever I'm doing, I try to just go outside. That smell when
And
the
soil,
rain, that
and
soil
the plants
smell.
and the
I'm
water
telling
mixture.
you,
Yeah,
I'm
it's
telling
actually
you,
cool. I like
so
it.
all of those things, when we encourage ourselves, I think it's just like there's this thing that has been going on, this clip where people hold lights, people just keep passing the lights on. The moment one person starts lighting, everybody want to come and take from that torch, everybody want to come and share from that fire. So if we decide to say, what is okay, let's just go outside, let's go to this kilishi joint here, let's just go and sit down. They don't want to sit on the floor, let's just sit down and then let's play I got a ticket for the long way up.
Hey.
Just be there. Do what, because the truth about it is that you feel refreshed. You
feel
feel
new
it from inside of you. That it's not just about that. So I feel one of the ways we can is really finding ourselves. Those things we used to love doing before adulthood, before billings, before black tax, which is one very major issue
That black
again.
tax, my
Before all of
God.
them came together. So I think that way we would have a healthy generation.
Okay.
and stay off social media.
Stay-
If you don't need to.
See, that's social media. Social media has a whole lot of advantage, yeah,
Yeah,
but it's the devil, please.
yeah,
Social
just-
media is devil. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming.
It was my pleasure
It's
being
been
here.
really, really informative
Yeah.
and entertaining. Thank you everybody for joining me on this episode again of Rabade Care Foundation. I remain your humble host, Reina Mohammed. Was sponsored by Aqua Rava and Calm Media House. Thank you so much for having us. Have a lovely day.